Miriana Conte, good afternoon. We are still hungover.
I didn't take one drink for a change.
We did have your farewell event last night. How did you enjoy that?
I loved it. Seeing the support from my own country means so much.
Careful how you say country. How does it feel to actually have a farewell event? Because it's not every year that our artist gets a send-off like this.
Honestly, as I explained, very heartwarming. I didn't expect it to be as full. There were a lot of people.
There were tons of people.
Yeah. So I was like, cute. My heart was happy. I actually got a bit emotional on stage while I was giving a speech.
It's like the last pre-party, right?
Yes. Actually, I think that was the last pre-party.
I have to ask you about your song. Actually, it's quite fascinating for me because this is the first time since 2013, since Gianluca Bezzina, where we're sending a song to Eurovision without changing it and without making a major revamp musically. And that obviously says a lot about the quality of your song, that you guys feel comfortable taking it as it won MESC. What confidence does this give you as you go to Basel next week?
We tried to do a revamp. There are some things that changed, as you can hear from the music video, but very, very minor changes.
So minor, I didn't pick up with them.
Case in point, like the bridge, for example, just sounds a bit more dramatic, for example.
Okay.
That's all. But we re-recorded Kant back at the time, and I didn't want it. I didn't want, because the people fell in love with the version that was out from the beginning. Why change it? You know what I mean?
If it's not broken, why fix it?
Exactly. And we didn't record it in a proper recording, but we just had a mic. And still, the emotion that came out, you cannot mimic it like once more.
It's clear that it's a song that was of a moment.
Yeah.
I have to ask you, obviously you're working a lot with Sara Bonnici, who represented us last year. She's coaching you in all sorts of ways. And it's really interesting because she's known for her artistry, she's known for her musicality, but she's also known as an artist that deals very well with constructive criticism. I mean, case in point, I told Sarah that I didn't personally like Loop, and we're still friends, and she came over last Tuesday and we reacted to all songs from this year's Eurovision. How does she pass on the baton to you in this crazy Eurovision bubble about, you're going to get a lot of constructive criticism?
If it wasn't her, I wouldn't have performed as well as I did in the pre-parties, most especially. She told me, for example, in Madrid, the fans are wild. The venue is a bit...
It's really funny because she told me the same thing on the interview.
The venue is a bit humid. London, the stage is not as big, but the vibe is amazing. Amsterdam, the stage is huge and it's going to be our first pre-party. Mentally, I had a preparation for every step I was going to take, so I didn't walk in there not knowing what I was going to find. She explained the red carpet. She tells me sort of to walk through the movement and the performance through my eyes before I perform, before I sleep. She is an amazing girl, and I say this because she had a very difficult...
You were friends before, right? Though.
Yes, I've known her for years, but I think this journey got us closer even last year. We do have our own group of singers.
Stefan, Ryan Healy.
Exactly, Timea, Wayne, it's a whole thing, Denise, Shona.
Denise was there last night as well.
Yeah.
I saw her,
We
yes.
were all together.
Yes.
They were next to me.
Il Clicca.
Med Black. Il Clicca, it's called Superstars with a W.
Yeah?
And we're on a streak, so someone from our group has to win again. Because it was Sarah last year. This year it's me.
Mara.
There's Med Black, there's Ryan.
Banana. Karma.
So Sarah did not have an easy year last year. Out of her journey, because I feel like we are the only two who sort of brought a new scene to the stage, sort of dancing, singing.
By multi standards, yes. I think you're bringing something different that we
Yes.
haven't seen from Malta on the Eurovision stage before.
So she's literally guiding me through it because she was the first one. She did the first step, so I'm building on top of it.
Sarah crawled, so Miriana can run.
Facts.
I mean, we discussed constructive criticism a lot, and actually this year, Eurovision is going to have rehearsals which are going to be the most closed off rehearsals ever, really. How does it make you feel? Obviously, for us, it's an unfortunate thing because it limits a lot of Eurovision coverage and reporting. So people will talk about Eurovision less. But as an artist, how does it make you feel that you will not be gaining any exposure with the journalists to get that constructive criticism, which is, of course, what rehearsals are for?
I think I do not need any more constructive criticism because I got a lot. Not, it wasn't constructive, but I got a lot from my country. I got
It was
a lot
destructive?
destructive criticism, which
So
hurts.
you need some constructive then.
Yes, which hurts because we're such a small island, but we have a lot of keyboard warriors who do not understand the industry. I said what I said.
I mean, it's very interesting you bring up this point because we can say things constructively. For example, I remember when I met you at MESC, I was like, Miriana, nice to meet you. And you saw my reaction, and I wasn't the number one fan of Kant, the song. But one, that's nothing personal against the artist. And two, music is subjective. So, and I have to admit,
Really?
I told Sarah last Tuesday that I'm a little bit won over by serving. Obviously, you did go on a pre-party tour. You went to London, to Madrid, and to Amsterdam. I got to meet you in London. And unfortunately, you were sick for a lot of it. How did it make you feel that you are so known for being a vocalist and you couldn't perform live as much as you wanted to during the pre-parties?
There is beauty in imperfection without sounding like a cheesy human being. But that's the beauty of our art, that it doesn't always sound the same. Like if you sing once, twice, three times, none of them will be the same. As a human, and I feel like my team is the same as well, we always understand the assignment. For example, London, I'm sure I had COVID. I was on like 4 different types of pills. But because I was sick, I had a bomb-ass entrance because I came out in a pillow, in a blindfold, and in a quilt.
I mean, I told you before we switched on the camera, I didn't see it. I didn't realize how sick you were. And the crowd was so loud actually in London that, I don't know, any voice crack you might have had or anything, it was completely masked by the reaction. I mean, you kind of had more of a reaction than the home crowd.
Maybe.
Obviously, I know I've seen some interviews before and I know a diva never spills. If I had to describe your staging in one word, would it be editorial, traditional, or sparkly?
None of the above. Chaotic.
Okay. At least we got a word.
Yeah.
Exclusive. Maltese people unite. No one got a word about staging except me.
You gotta love your country.
Gotta love your people.
Yeah, you gotta love your people.
One last question, a message to those people who have not decided to vote for you.
Hello, people who have decided to not vote for me yet. I know you have a very difficult challenge this year because there's a lot of great songs, in my opinion, this year.
Give me two.
I love Austria, and I love Sisal, and I also love Erika. But I love them all for different reasons.
Would you say that's your personal top three?
Yes. Sisal is a big vocalist. I'm all about vocals. Love her energy in general, but the song, like as a Eurovision fan, Erika's just...
Erika's in my top three.
She's in my...
You want me to tell you who's my winner? My personal winner?
Who?
Albania.
Really?
I love Greece as well.
I love Albania too, to be honest. As in it has a lot of elements which I really, really like in music. I've included some ethnic sounds to my songs, like in the past, let's say. So yeah, good winner you have.
Thank you. Well, Miriana, thank you so much for this interview. I know you are running on 10% of personal battery, but I really do appreciate finding the time to meet us and staying close to us.
Yes, thank you for finding the time to also interview me, because everyone has a lot going on in life. It's so like, life is so hectic. I mean, I've never been this hectic in life, but thank you.
Diva not down, but girl is humble.
Yeah, she is.
Thank you.
Forever be.
See you in Basel, and hopefully you get to perform twice at Eurovision.
Hopefully, Malta will serve her way to the finals this year. Hopefully.
Thank you guys. Manifesting.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe because we have much more content coming for you.
Subscribe.
And yeah, hear it from Miriana herself. Why should they subscribe?
Subscribe because he's literally the only Maltese YouTuber who actually speaks about Eurovision, and I think it's so needed. And big respect because he takes out of his own time to speak to us Maltese singers to bring to you.
Serving facts, serving honesty,
Yeah.
and support local. We'll see you later.
Okay.
Bye bye.